This is 24 in 42. Welcome to 24 in 42, and today's guest is Keith West, who I have been fortunate enough to meet in person several times. He ate some decent meals and some big ass chicken fried steak in northwestern Texas, roughly, right?
Yep.
So Keith writes a lot of stuff that I read. He has appeared in several things with me. First, there was Death Sting. Then there's We Who Are About to Die, and As You Wish, and he did a nonfiction essay in Hither Came Conan, and all of these show up better in pictures for anyone. But Keith, I know you write fantasy, I know you write science fiction, and I know you've written at least one collection of crime fiction as well. What do you all write, and where are you from?
Well, I've lived most of my life in Texas, although I was born in Mississippi. And I write mystery, I write science fiction, I write fantasy, and I'll write other things.
As the mood hits you, or
as the mood hits me, or as the assignment on the writing workshop I'm involved in at the time is given.
And you have been doing that for a couple of years, haven't you?
Yes.
I admire that. He's being very shy about this, but he is, a story a week roughly is your requirement?
No, it's going to vary.
Okay.
It depends on the workshop, and I can talk about this more in one of the questions you sent.
All right.
The Kickstarter workshops are 3 weeks, and there's a story assignment at the end.
Okay.
I also am doing a mentorship with Christine Catherine Rush. I get a personalized prompt every 2 weeks, and just sent in a crime story last night, and I'll get the feedback of the next prompt on that tomorrow.
Okay.
So and then I've got my own things I'm wanting to write. So I got plenty to keep me busy.
Oh yeah. Sounds good. All right. For anyone new to the show, the whole point of the show is to see if I can get 24 questions answered in 42 minutes. Little homage to Douglas Adams there. Trying to learn the life, universe, and everything of our guest. And I send them 16 of the 24 questions in advance, so that helps thinking processes. But there's a few 8 other questions that put them on the spot a little bit. We got this little timer here, and let us begin. Question number 1, Keith, is what color do you write in?
What color do I write in?
Yes, sir.
Black on white.
Oh, I'm waiting for that.
Typical word processor, I
mean. Hues. All right. City or country kid? Where'd you grow up, and where it was, did you have a group of friends, or was it just you?
I moved around every 2 to 3 years. So I lived in the town I'm living in now, which is a small town. I lived in Fort Worth. I lived in Wichita Falls. I lived in Paris, Texas. Both sets of grandparents had farms, so I have a little bit of both. My father's parents had a farm in Southwest Mississippi, and we go down there in the summer, and there's all the pine trees and the humidity, and it was very different from Texas.
Okay.
So that's kind of the growing up background.
Friends surrounding you, or on your own?
More on my own. Although I did have some friends. It depended on where we lived. Graduated high school pretty much on my own. I didn't enjoy high school too much.
Okay.
If that was were the best years of my life, they weren't.
You're living them now. You're living them now, right?
I am living them now.
So, during that time, or maybe you're still watching it, what was your favorite cartoon?
Favorite cartoon? I'd go with the Looney Tunes cartoons, probably.
Little Pinky in the Brain?
That was a little after my time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you must be older than me then.
I am older. I think I am older than you.
I'll take it. Hey, when you're writing, what assails your ears?
If you mean what music do I listen to, I don't.
None. Silence assails.
I try to have as few distractions as possible when I'm writing.
Even with all the writing you do, how do you pull that off?
Well, the post office I work at I didn't see anybody today.
Okay.
And so I had all the mail put up in 30 minutes. I have to keep the window open for 2 hours. So I didn't get any writing done today because I was goofing around on my phone, but I get a lot of writing there. I'll write a lot on the weekends when I've got a little more time.
Okay.
My goal is a minimum of 100 words a day.
Okay. Yep.
So it may just be a blog post some days, but I'll carry the laptop with me down to the university, and if I've got some dead time, because a couple nights a week I will stay for a writing workshop webinar. And
Okay.
so if I get a little time between when I'm done and that starts, I may write a little bit, just here and there, wherever I can.
Okay. All right. So
Otherwise, I'm not getting anything done.
you're not a cafe writer then, or a pub writer.
Simply because there's no opportunity, but I could certainly do that. I would be willing to. We
Yeah.
don't really have any decent pubs near me.
Okay. But so the crowd noise wouldn't be a bother?
I could tune it out.
Okay.
I just don't listen to the music because it can become a bit of a distraction.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. I like listening to all different answers here because people have a wide variety of where they sit and what kind of noises they want around them.
Well, I'm sure.
If you stumbled across the yellow brick road, would you follow it?
At least a little ways.
What might stop you?
It depends on what I run into.
A couple monkeys, maybe.
Yeah. I want to make sure I can get off and get back.
All right. My second favorite question on the list. Tell me 3 books that were favorites or impacted you preteen, pre-16.
Let's go with series rather than
Okay.
individual titles. The
That's
Hardy
fine.
Boys,
All right.
Encyclopedia Brown,
Of course.
The Great Brain. Those were all
Awesome.
when I was,
I
huh?
love The Great Brain. No one
Oh,
said
yes, those were
that
great.
yet.
Then I started reading, more adult science fiction around 13. So
Okay.
I found the best of Jack Williamson at a flea market. I read the best of Henry Kuttner, and I read a lot of Alan Dean Foster's Commonwealth books. He was writing a lot of those when I was a young teenager. So those were the ones that I kind of hooked me.
All right. Well, I show this on the screen while you're talking,
Mm-hmm.
but you're only restricted to 3. So what 3 do you
Okay,
want me to put on there?
Let's go. Well, you said preteen. Let's go with the Hardy Boys, the Encyclopedia Brown, and the Great Brain.
All right. That is interesting. All mystery for my fantasy writer who has delivered some great fantasy stories.
I do. I commit across genre a lot.
You do. I am tickled pink. Someone finally said Great Brain. I talk about that book and people are like, what are you talking about? Hardly anybody remembers that.
Well, there was a whole series of them.
I know. I had them
They
all.
were great.
And believe it or not, I had a head of hair like that kid. So I got told I looked like a Great Brain. So what is the best thing that you believe you have ever spent money on for your writing career?
WMG Publishing, run by Dean Wesley Smith and Christine Catherine Rush, have online writing workshops. They've been doing them through Teachable. They have moved over onto a different platform so they can do webinars. I have bought the lifetime subscription to everything.
Okay.
I have learned so much. And when Chris opened up some mentoring spots late last year, I signed up.
Okay.
And so, as mentioned earlier, every 2 weeks, I get a personalized prompt and with an assignment, and I write it, I send it in, I get detailed feedback, what I've done right, what I've done wrong, what I need to work on.
Okay.
And that has made a big impact, I think.
So can you see a change in your personal writing?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And you started those workshops going like 2.5, 3 years ago now.
Yeah,
didn't
2 or 3 years ago, but I started out doing just one at a time,
you? Okay.
just to try it out. Found that they were helpful, and when they put the lifetime subscription to everything on sale, because it was not cheap,
Yeah.
they had a half price sale. I grabbed it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
Yeah.
now I have access to almost all the workshops. The only ones I have to pay for are the Kickstarter exclusives.
Okay.
And those always are 3 weeks and end with a story assignment.
I've heard of those. I haven't seen any of those. I've looked at the workshops before. I'm afraid of the commitment, frankly.
Yeah, I understand. I was a little hesitant, but I have not regretted it.
Good to hear. Good to hear. And I know you've churned out a lot, and so at the very least, you're hitting your 10,000 hours on a whatever that chart is of becoming a master of something, right?
No,
Yeah.
I took a challenge last year of writing 2,024 words a day every day in 2024.
Yeah.
And I was one day behind on September 1st, and then the university job started, and I didn't make it.
Oh, okay.
There just wasn't enough time. I got behind and never managed to catch up. But I wrote about 600,000 words last year.
Woo. Good for you, man.
So
You got somebody's got to step up for Jim Reasoner's position, right?
oh yeah. Well, I was doing the math, and if I had not gotten the university job and had more time, I was going to try for 1,000,000 words this year.
Yeah.
Because it's only this many more a day, but you know, something about needing to eat and pay bills. It's like, okay, I'll go do this that actually pays something right now. I'll work up to that.
Those pesky responsibilities.
Yeah, adulting.
All right.
Hopefully.
So when you're writing, this is for your writing. Do you think it
Mhm.
makes it easier if you feel emotions strongly or not so easy?
Oh, absolutely easier. I
Okay.
mean, readers read for character.
Mm-hmm.
If the character has strong emotions, the reader will be pulled in. It's easier to for me at least, to give my characters strong emotions and opinions if I have them.
Okay. Do they get in your
So,
way ever?
no, not really.
Okay. All right. Uh, I've done a whole bunch of interviews in the last week, and somebody made a comment. I've had this question for the whole 2 seasons now, but they made the distinction that yes, definitely want to feel the emotions when writing it, but don't want to feel them when editing it. And I thought that was very good.
Yeah, I can see that.
Your eyes could just gloss over things sometimes, and you see what you want to see or what you think is there. Titles. Do you find them easy or challenging, and when do you usually hit on them? At the beginning or when it's all done?
It depends. The story I'm the most proud of, I started with the title.
Okay, cool.
Story I submitted yesterday and another one I submitted the day before. Well, I wrote the story, came up with the title. Sometimes the title hits me in the middle. It varies.
Okay. Do you find you hit and stay, or do you change?
I generally don't change
Okay.
because if I start with the title, everything has to relate to that title, and that kind of guides my creative voice as I'm writing.
Same here. Yep.
So if I'm just sitting down and making up a story, then I may get to the end and say, okay, what am I going to title this?
Okay. Have you ever had to change a title for an accepted piece?
No,
Oh, nice.
I've never had to change the title. No.
Okay. So, what's your timeline like when you first hit upon an idea, and if it requires any research, and you start doing your drafts, and you finally say, "I'm submitting this."
I write into the dark.
Okay.
So I'll sit down. I may have no idea where it's going. I may start with an opening line, or like I said a second ago, a title, and I'll just see where it goes. I do have a short novel I've put on pause because I need to go do some research.
Okay.
And just haven't had the time to do it. Otherwise, I will write until I get to the end, or I hit the word limit on the market.
On the market, where do you tend to fall? Are you 5,000 to 6,000 short story writer, or
Most
nine?
of the I tend to go 5 to 7 for short stories.
Okay.
That's the upper limit for the submissions to WMG for the workshops.
Yeah. Okay.
It tends to be 7,000.
That helps to have that consistency too.
Yeah. Well, my natural length is more novelette novella.
I think
So
that is for a lot of us.
yeah,
So when you're all done writing, what are you feeling? Pumped up, ready to get out of the house and do something, or are you ready for a hot bath and a good drink?
It depends on when I finish. If I finish at night, I may just be ready to go to bed. Drink may be optional. Um, I may be ready to start the next story.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to vary, I think, depending on how much of a struggle finishing was.
Sure. And how much excitement you're still rolling on. Yeah.
Yeah, and how late it is, or something like that.
And those morning obligations, like you said.
Yeah,
All right. So, would you live in any of the worlds you have created?
I've been thinking about that question. I'm not sure. Um, Maybe the world in the As You Wish anthology.
Okay.
That one was kind of fun and sweet, and some of my worlds are a little bit edgy and dark
A
sometimes.
little dark. Yep.
And I'm not sure I would want to live in them, but visiting them is different.
In and out. A little, what is that? Matthew Stover, Acts of Cain. Another world you get to leave and come back home.
Yeah,
Although that's a pretty dark world.
I don't think I've read that one. Yeah.
Oh, don't let Chuck Clark hear that. He swears that that is the best writing and best series of all time.
No, I will. I can look it up. I'll look it up and check into it.
I have read 1 and 2. I have not read 3 and 4, and I hear about it all the time. But 3 was hard to find. I think I just got it. So, all right. I teach a character writing class once a month. I
Yes.
invite you to come hang out, and I even give you the floor, but you only get one sentence, 15 seconds of advice to share. What is that advice?
Trust your creative voice.
Okay.
Don't go with your gut. Trust your subconscious. However you want to think about it. You've heard the old saying about if you're taking a multiple choice test, go with your first response.
Right.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
That would
Key,
be my advice.
keywords. Don't overthink it. I think beginning writers especially do that. Self edit, overthink, try to make everything
Hmm.
perfect. Good point. Okay. All right. If you're ever down this way, swing on by.
I would love to. I just don't know when I can get down there.
I got to get John to come by sometime, maybe. All right. Let's see here. So, what is the most difficult thing you have ever written?
It was my first novel, which has not been published yet. I need to give it another pass. I wrote it before indie publishing was a thing, and it's a fantasy
Okay.
and a mystery where I tried to have clues and play fair with the reader because magic's in play, but the characters don't realize it at first.
Okay. So, striking that balance. And it was
Yeah.
early stages of writing. So, okay.
That was probably the most challenging,
Interesting.
is
How
to
long
put in
has
the
it
clue. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
how long has it been since you last looked at it?
Quite a while.
Okay.
Um, I I need to go back and dig it out. I've just had so many other projects.
Yeah. But as a mystery writer, you know that you have to lay those clues in.
Hmm.
So, entwining that in a fantasy world, that would be yeah. I look forward to reading that someday.
Okay, well, I will try to dig it out. I did write a little afterward where I listed all the clues and
Okay.
talked about trying to make the story both a fair whodunit or what done it and a fair fantasy.
Now, is it like Glenn Cook, Pewter Gods type, or Butcher, or is it a medieval set
It's a
fantasy?
medieval setting,
Okay. All right.
imaginary world. Um, it's set on an island with a convent, and
Okay.
this man is something is killing. The nuns are dying, being murdered, and it's told from the point of view of a minor nobleman who has been sent by the king to investigate.
Okay. All right. You got a combination of the things you most enjoy reading and writing.
Yep, write what you love.
Yeah.
Write the books you want to read.
Or no. There you go. That's right. So many people say, I want to write, I'll write the story I want to read. All right. Sporting choices. I'm going to give you 3 choices. You got to pick one of each.
Okay,
All right. So, a swimming pool or shooting pool?
swimming pool,
Okay. Tennis court or basketball court?
tennis,
And driving range or target range?
Target range.
Ah, that didn't take you long on any of those.
No,
Go ahead.
I was going to say I've never played golf. I'm not that crazy about basketball, and I like to swim.
Cut and dried.
Yeah, those were easy. You could give other combinations that might not be.
I just tried to stay, common words, something to
Right.
avoid them. Yeah. All right. Do you have a favorite quote, poem, lyric?
I have two.
Okay.
One is the poem "If" by Rudyard Kipling,
Okay.
and the other is the "Man in the Arena" quote from a speech by Teddy Roosevelt.
Ah, yes.
And I will send you copies of these here in a few minutes when we're done.
Now, I believe Jeff Stewart had Man in the Arena. So I know that one, but our audience, if they've watched the whole time, I've heard that one, but no one has said if yet. So do you have it, and can you
I
share it?
have it right here.
Very good.
Nice little frame thing my grandparents had. There's like four stanzas.
Yes, sir.
Would you like me to read the first one, or don't know about the whole thing for time? But
Oh, we're doing good.
okay,
We're doing good. Go right ahead.
okay. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, excuse me. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Yeah, been a long time since I've seen that and heard that
there's a
full.
there's a lot of good stuff in there. I particularly like the line, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run.
Mm-hmm. He covers a lot in that whole thing.
He does.
And you have that hanging there, and do you have the other one hanging there too?
I don't currently have the Man in the Arena hanging. I had it printed on my office door when I was at my previous institution.
Right.
It's in a folder somewhere right now.
Okay.
My grandparents had this. I mean, it's from, I don't know how well you can see the art, but
there
this
you go.
way,
Yep,
yeah,
right there. Yep.
it's from, I don't know where they got it.
Okay.
But the art is from the style when the book was published, and this was published in Rewards and Fairies 1910 is what it looks like.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, that hangs on the wall in my office here at the house.
Very nice. Very nice. I like these quotes and the things that help us ground ourselves.
Yeah.
You're going to give me a challenge. I got two big ones to fit on the screen.
Well, you don't have to put the whole thing. You can just put some quotes from it.
That is true. I'll play around. It's always fun.
And I'll send you a cleaner version than this.
Okay. All right.
You can get a copy online, because I had a copy in my office. I printed off the internet.
Right.
At work.
If you don't mind sending it to me, I prefer that, because then I have the words that you've been using.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to. I wasn't going to try to send you a copy of a picture of this.
Yeah. Perfect.
I just happened to have it handy, so I went and got it.
I appreciate it. All right. So you ready for a little word association, Keith?
Yes, I am.
I'll give you one word and you come back with a mostly single word answer, but there's no rules.
Okay.
Creation.
Writing.
Eagle.
Bald.
X-ray.
Vision.
Frankenstein.
One chapter left. I'm reading it right now
Oh, awesome.
for a writing workshop assignment.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Muskrat.
Love. Captain Neil.
Okay. Plum.
Stephanie Plum. I just bought one of the Janet Ivanovich books today. It was on clearance at the grocery store.
I'm hitting these out of the ballpark. Legislation.
I'm sorry?
Legislation.
Impeach them all.
There you go. Orchid.
Black Orchid.
Wow.
The Black Orchid novella contest in Ellery Queen.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I know you're more familiar with that. It's been a while for me.
Yeah.
Rowboat.
Row your boat.
And last, beaker.
The Muppet Show.
And there we have it, folks. I try to jump all around and make your brain think.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
All right, now, nonfiction. Do you read it? And yes, research counts, but do you like reading it? And what do you like to read? And are there 2 or 3 titles you would recommend to us? Any topic.
Oh boy. I do read some religious books, although I haven't read any recently.
Okay.
I haven't read much of anything in the last year, just time-wise. Some current events books,
Okay.
but I'm pretty selective. I like to read a lot of history.
Okay.
And it's just kind of okay, this looks interesting stuff. I've got a couple of books that are supposed to be making a case that Alexander the Great was murdered.
Ah.
I'm looking forward to getting into some of those.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have one at hand that we can look at a title?
I don't, because they're in a box.
Okay.
A lot of my books are still in boxes. I haven't unpacked from moving because I need to get some shelves. I lost my tallest shelves because ceilings here aren't as high as they needed to be. So they're down at my parents' house. They have a higher ceiling. So
okay.
I got to get some more shelves.
No recourse in taking off the top level?
Not on these.
Okay.
These are all one piece and are
beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Man, sorry to hear that. Then that means your boxes are sitting all around you.
Yeah. Well, I could turn the camera, but I won't, because most of them are actually over at a different house.
So I've read 2 books on the murder of Napoleon, which I tend to believe, but
Yeah.
I had never heard of the murder of Alexander.
Yeah, I got these right before we moved, and I just never had a chance
Okay.
to read them before I had to pack them up.
All right, so history, which is a common. All of us fantasy writers seem to read a lot of history.
Yeah.
And then also us guys, apparently in this age group, we all like to read military/World War II specific history.
Yeah.
Religious though, like what? What are you thinking?
Megan Bashan wrote a book last year called Shepherds for Sale.
Yes.
Which was very controversial and still is, talking about how some big name people in ministry, particularly Baptists, because that's what she is, were being influenced.
Yep, I saw it. Yep.
That was probably the most recent one I've read.
Did you? Did she at least make her argument solid?
I thought she did, but I've been following her on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, for a while, and so I knew about the book before it was published because I'd seen the advanced stuff, and she had been, the book came out of some of her Twitter posts. She's a reporter.
Okay. Yep.
who had done some of that for some stories for whatever, forget who she writes for, and then posted links, and that was how I knew about the book.
Did you hear about? I don't think they're similar, other than their initial premise, and I'm gonna mess up the title, but it's something about Jesus, John Wayne, and evangelicals.
Jesus and John, I've heard of it. The woman who wrote it is coming from a position I don't accept,
Yes,
and
I've looked
I'm
at
not
it.
interested in reading it.
I'm vaguely am. I don't like her approach either, but some of the things she cites, two things she cites specifically, I've read both of those already and didn't react the way she did, so I'm sort of curious about it, but not curious enough to interrupt my already mega-sized to be read pile.
Yeah, I've got the one I'm wanting to read is that I've got sitting in the other room is called Toxic Empathy
Okay, I
by
think
Allie Beth Stuckey.
I've seen that on the shelves. Okay.
I followed her on Twitter for years, and when that one came out, I knew I would be interested in what she had to say.
Okay. All right. All right.
Oh,
Visual.
and I
Oh,
also read some writing books for
oh.
nonfiction.
Actually, I meant to ask you this, so I might as well do it right now on screen.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, some guy came out a few years ago with a book on writing fantasy. I've been wanting to reread.
yeah, it's still racking up the numbers on the charts, doing very
Good.
good.
I know where my copy of that is, I think.
I was wondering if you had read this, Ursula Le
All I'm
Guin's.
seeing is the background. It's
Uh,
that Le Guin.
yeah, Steering of the Craft,
I have it. I've dipped into it a little, but I actually haven't sat down and read it all the way through.
because it's so short. It's only 130 pages that I decided to grab it at a used bin.
Mhm.
So, but it seemed like something that you would at least be knowledgeable about. I have her other one somewhere on the shelves over there, but I haven't read that either.
I read Kate Wilhelm's book. If you, oh gosh, it's been about 15. No, it's been longer than that. Book on writing, which I found very useful.
Okay, I liked Noah. I think his name was the first 5 pages.
Yes, I have it somewhere. I've read part of it.
Yeah, and then big big mystery thriller writer, still alive.
Morell,
Is it
David
his?
Morell.
Is it his?
He had one on writing.
Okay, I want to get that one. I keep forgetting about it.
His approach, I've read that one. His approach is a little bit different. I'm going to recommend some that you may have trouble, you shouldn't have trouble finding. The author's name is Keyes. Title is The Courage to Write.
Okay.
I read that one years ago and found it useful.
Okay.
I have both of Dean Koontz's books on writing, which I understand are hard to get. I
Moss.
got them years ago.
Moss. Maas. Dave Moss.
Okay, no, I haven't read that one.
That's the one I was thinking about.
Okay. Lawrence Block wrote several books on writing.
Yep.
That I've read, and they were columns in Writer's Digest,
Okay.
2 of them, Telling Lies for Fun and Profit,
Yeah.
and which is where I stole that phrase from. Lauren D. Estelman is a detective writer and a Western writer.
Okay.
He has a book on writing that was really good.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, man, I do read that type of nonfiction. It just dawned on me that would qualify for this question.
Oh yeah, I think we all at least look at them, look things up. Maybe not read them front to cover, but get ideas. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good smorgasbord. Now, here's an interesting one. I changed it. Originally, the question was, who are your favorite artists? But I took a bunch of flack on favorite because there's such a wide range here. So I've reworded. I just want to know of some artists whose works actually move you.
Darrell K. Sweet.
All right.
Because I started reading science fiction and fantasy in the late 70s in his covers. I met him once at, forget which convention it was, but I told him that when I was a kid, if I saw his work on a cover, I picked it up and considered buying it. I didn't necessarily always buy it, but if I saw his work, I went to it because he did all the Alan Dean Foster covers in the 70s. He did a lot of the early Terry Brooks.
Okay.
He did a lot of Jack Chalker, I'm not all that crazy about, but they were he was around a lot. He did the Recluse books. Went blank on his name. Magic of Recluse and some of those. Anyway, I used to see his stuff a lot, and I really liked his style, and I always would at least pick up. He did Raphael Sabatini covers.
Did he give you a nice smile for that compliment?
Oh yes, he really he thanked me for it. He really appreciated it.
That's cool. Yep.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
All right. Who else?
I like Michael Whalen.
Yep. All right.
I like Richard Powers' weird stuff from the 50s and 60s.
I remember that was a name, but I'm not. I'm a blank on a picture right now.
They're kind of abstract, you know.
Okay.
Weird. They're a lot of stuff in the 50s and 60s.
Okay. Was
published with his covers. I like Vincent DeFate's Spaceships.
Okay. Yeah. The Fate, right?
Yeah. DI space FATE, I believe.
All right.
He's been doing stuff since the 70s. He had a lot of analog covers back in the 70s.
Okay. Yep.
I've picked up. I've gone back and tried to collect
the ones with him. Okay.
Just all the old magazines with stories that never got reprinted.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff in some of them.
Yep. Oh yeah.
A lot great too, but that could be said today.
Yep. Good. Sweet and Whelan have been mentioned before, but Powers and DeFate have not. So we get I love adding to the repertoire in the portfolio.
Of course, there's Bernie Wrightson. Bernie Wrightson. He did comics. Centipede Press is publishing his collaboration with Mary Shelley with his illustrated Frankenstein.
I knew I seen the name recently. Yes. Okay. All right. All right. Here's my favorite question of the whole list.
Okay.
Who do you think writes the characters you most enjoy reading? You see their name in a book, in a stack of books, and you have to grab it. Robert E. Howard?
Robert E. Howard.
All right.
Henry Kuttner.
Okay.
C.L. Moore. Lee Brackett. Of course, I have everything Brackett did. And, more contemporary, Glenn Cook. Larry Niven.
Okay.
Greg Benford.
All right, calm down now.
Okay, well, hey, I mean, you asked the question. I mean, I could give you a much longer list.
I'm going to swing back to Moore. Really? Enough of her characters? You have to read them?
Well, I've read, Northwest Smith.
Yeah, Northwest, yeah.
Jarrell.
I like her, but I mean, this is a must-read character? Okay. All right.
Well, of course, I started reading those when I was a teenager, so there's a little bit of middle-aged nostalgia.
There you go. Okay. All right. Gotcha. I'll give you that. All right. And Niven, I'm probably, of your list, Niven's the one I'm least familiar with his characters. I think I've only ever read one thing by Niven.
He's got some interesting characters.
Okay.
Ringworld series or the Gil Hamilton, which are science fiction mysteries.
Okay.
Beowulf Schaefer.
All right.
Which are novellas.
Okay.
All part of his known space series.
Yeah. All right.
Again, middle-aged nostalgia.
Is he passed?
I hope not. As far as I know, he's still alive. Okay. I don't know that he's writing that much. He's getting up there.
Back to your writing.
Yes, sir.
How do you give depth to your characters, and do you treat first, second, third levels differently?
Yes, for the second part of that question.
Okay.
I try to use all five senses every 500 words. I'm still working on that. I haven't mastered that yet, but I'm working on it. Emotions and opinions. The more important the character is, the more emotion and opinion I try to put in to make them more real, more fleshed out, more 3D.
Yep. Okay. All right. I want to ask a question. I totally agree on the five senses. The 500 words is what's new to me. And if this is like learned from all your workshops, you don't have to go
Yes.
away free advice. But okay, that's basically what I wanted to know if it was from that. Okay.
Yeah, because there's going to be a workshop starting soon incorporating smell and taste, since that's
Yep.
what
Yep.
is the hardest to incorporate.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to that one.
Okay. Cool. Is that a standalone?
Yes.
Uh, okay. I might look into that.
I can send you a link later if you would like.
Sure. I mean, I've taught that all the time, but I would like to be taught it by somebody who's, a little bit more
Now,
higher up the food chain. How's that?
Dean and Chris have the resumes
Hmm.
and the track record.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. But that also is good affirmation. So, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Of your characters, who would you like to hang out with?
And I'm going blank on his name. The character from the fantasy mystery
Okay.
would be fun to hang out with. The Roderick and Balthar characters that you may have published one of these a long time ago, or or at least I've sent some of these to you
Okay.
back when you were first publishing some things. He's the exiled Balthar's the exiled Atlantean prince who is cursed to murder his father.
Oh, yeah.
And
I remember
Roderick
him.
is the
Yep.
the squire who actually is the Watson
Yep.
figure who narrates the adventures.
Okay.
They
Yep.
would be interesting to hang out with.
Do you remember your character in I think it was Death Stings on Immortality? The
Yes,
I liked that.
Esteban.
Yes. Yes.
I've written a couple of other stories about him. I've got plans for him.
Oh, cool. All right.
I just haven't decided which side of the Alamo he's going to be fighting on.
That's hilarious, but that's a very good point.
Well, I do have a story where he's on his way and runs into a witch.
Okay. All right.
Um,
It's fun to hear all this stuff. All right. Now, if you could write any character from any medium, no rules, just tell us your dream character, who would you write?
I've thought about this, and this is a tough question. I'm not sure I've got a good answer for it. So I'm going to default and take the low hanging fruit and go with Conan.
Okay. For a
Mainly
second, I
because
thought you weren't
Conan-
gonna.
Huh?
For 1 second, I thought you weren't gonna when you said that.
No, I said probably Conan, simply because those stories are what got me into Howard
Okay.
and made such an impression on me that when I think of sword and sorcery, my default is the Hyborian Age.
Right. Yeah.
And the way Howard incorporated different types of stories and different elements into that series.
Yes.
Because you got the police procedural and God in the Bowl.
He covered a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a great brain story.
It's been so long, I don't remember those that well.
So I ran a sample. My first episode was a sample, so people knew what to expect, and I interviewed myself. And I did 8, I think, of the questions. Just so I did this one. Max Brand, Frederick Foss, Dan Barry would be the guy I would write. Favorite character, and Tarzan. Those would be the two that I would write if I could had free reign to write. So
Now that you mentioned Burroughs, I'm going to throw John Carter in there.
okay, all right. I'm writing it down. So there'll be all the books, the authors, the painters, the artists. I get all their headshots and I show them all while we're talking so people can recognize these. All right, last question, sure. And we are just hitting 40 minutes, so it's perfect.
Okay.
Are you trying to share anything through your writing with your readers?
What do you mean by share?
Is there any legacy impression you'd like us to learn or get from you?
I view my primary job as a fiction writer as an entertainer.
That's perfect. That's fine.
So yes, you can talk about the human condition. You can, present your philosophies, your political views, your religious views, or whatever. but they need to be secondary to the story. The story needs to be entertaining. The story needs to be something that people ultimately enjoy, even if it's dark. I don't like nihilism very much, although I'm not sure I'm not guilty of committing it and writing a few times. But I want people to go away from my work, whether it's a short story, novelette, novella, novel, whatever, saying, I enjoyed that. I want to read more.
Good. Yep.
I want to, as it said, fulfill their unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of joy and entertainment.
Nice.
To steal a line there from Kipling.
Perfect. And that's totally admirable. I can totally appreciate that.
But look at who has lasted. It's the storytellers.
Right. Yes.
The literary figures are taught in classrooms, but are not generally read for fun.
Right. Very few carry on. Yep. Somehow Jane Austen is always selling, though.
Well, Jane Austen appeals to romantic fantasies of women.
Yeah.
And they leave those books feeling good. And I read what was it, Pride and Prejudice. Enjoyed it, and I can see the appeal.
Oh yeah.
It's not really my cup of tea, but I understand why it has lasted.
True.
And that's the key.
I spoke too quickly, but yes, you're right. I spoke too quickly in calling her out. It's just that every day is pretty much. I work a couple days a week at the bookstore,
right?
And she is a nonstop seller, and there's always something new. The books about Jane Austen's books, the books about Jane Austen Diary, Jane Austen, in a book this big. Every week a new version comes out.
Yeah, well, that tells you there's something in those books that resonates with a lot of people. Yeah. That is, to use a word that gets overused a lot, timeless.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or fundamental.
And definitely appealed to. I always say you want your writing to either emotionally stimulate or intellectually stimulate, and if you can pull off both, it's a guaranteed win. But she definitely does that. So.
And I was surprised when I read how much humor was in it.
I'm not well read in her, but I have heard that repeatedly when I ask people. Yeah.
Well, the opening line of Pride and prejudice is a good example. A man with a fortune must be one of a wife, says the woman trying to marry off her daughters. Because they're kind of satire in a way.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit of mockery of life at that era.
Yeah.
So, well, that wraps it. We hit a little bit over 43 minutes, which is perfect. We're doing very well. And good. Now there is no time restraint on you as we cover 3 C's.
Okay.
Something of your writing that's cold that you would say, hey, pay attention, look at this. Something current, either recently out or coming out, and something you're working on or you already know is coming out that you might hint at.
Okay. Cold. Let's go with the story. I think you published it, The Dragon Scale Amulet.
That was in As You Wish, wasn't it?
No, that one was that was, I think, in We Who Are About to Die, I think.
Dragon Scale Agate, yes. All right.
Yeah, agate, not amulet, agate. Yeah, because it takes place in a cold setting, and it's that one's kind of dark. It's
somber. It's definitely somber.
Yeah. I mean, you're fighting an ice dragon.
Yeah.
And that's not a big secret.
Yeah. Who's fighting the ice dragon? That's the secret. There you go. Yes. Yep. Cool. I think that's the first time one of mine have been brought up. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. What was the second C?
Current, either recently out, coming out in the next, half year here.
Okay, the most recent thing I've had out, and I'll hold these up, was my first professional level sale was to Pulp House.
Pulp House, nice.
And it was reprinted a few months later in a Pulp House anthology, and that's When the Cows Come Home.
Okay.
Which is a wonky little science fiction story about the cows coming home.
Okay.
I had a lot of fun with that one. I was hoping I would get some positive feedback, and was really shocked when Dean said, "I'd love to publish this," and I'm like,
"Cool,
sure."
Yeah, let me think
because it was
about
a
that.
workshop assignment. Pulp House is a closed market.
Okay. All
So,
right. Can you tell me the name of that anthology?
yeah, I sent it to you,
Oh,
but
you
I
did.
will
Okay,
read
we're
it
good
out
then.
for the An Afterlife of Really Creepy Stories. Didn't really consider this one to be creepy, but I can kind of see where it would be. Um,
So cool.
and
Congratulations on that.
thank you. I've got some other stories in from workshops, and there were a couple of Kickstarters where the stretch goals were submissions to Pulp House.
Okay.
So I've got some stories I'm waiting to hear back from, and I've got a few other things out. Um, the Ellery Queen and
Nice.
Hitchcock's and
Okay.
such. I've got some more I need to get back out.
Has
Um,
there been now I know the fantasy and science fiction magazines just got bought up. Was Ellery Queen part of that?
all four, yes,
Oh,
all
okay.
five of the digests, Ellery Queen, Alfred Hitchcock, Asimov's and Analog, and FNSF have all been bought by the same company.
Ah, any fallout or ramifications, or is it going to be business as normal?
Well, I hope it's not business as normal. I hope it, because Hitchcock's has a year-long response time.
Okay.
I'd like to see that shortened, but no major changes coming that I've heard.
Okay.
Nobody's being laid off that I know of.
All right.
And so, I've got subscriptions to all of those, so I hope they continue.
Nice. I grew up reading the Hitchcock one predominantly, a little bit of Ellery Queen, and knew nothing about the science fiction fantasy side of the world until I was in my 20s.
I found out about the science fiction because somebody left a copy of Analog in a classroom when I was in junior high, and the teacher let me have it.
She knew
And
her
there were
student.
several others that were floating around in the English department at the junior high that people had left. I picked them up and read them. It's like, okay, I want to read this.
Awesome. All right, something coming. If you can hint at it or even tell us,
I will hint at it, but I'm not going to give you a time because I've
Okay.
missed several self-imposed deadlines.
All right.
A Shopify store
I store.
where I sell my book. Yeah, this was one of the
Okay.
big workshops that has the ongoing um, video webinars with WMG
Okay.
from a year and a half ago.
Okay.
I started out with a products class, spun off a Shopify class, and now every Friday there's a webinar where a bunch of writers get together in a Zoom meeting and share hints and suggestions and news. And this is the way of the future, supposedly,
All right.
where every writer has their own store. They sell direct. They do print on demand. They can sell merchandise, T-shirts, mugs. I've written a couple stories, fantasy stories set in an Irish pub. There's going to be wine glass, beer stein, and stuff
Okay.
once I get all this going. It's just a matter of I got to get the DBA, get the bank account set up,
All right.
get the accounts with Shopify and Dropbox and a few other things.
All right.
It's just a matter of I'm not in town most of the time
Okay.
on a weekday because I'm either at the post office or I'm down at the university,
Yep.
and all the banks in this little podunk town still close at 3
Woo. Okay.
instead of being with the civilized world and closing at 5.
Right.
So that's coming. I'm just
Okay.
not sure when. That's one of those things that I don't know how much of a time sink it's going to be, and I don't have a whole lot of time on it.
Right. Well, definitely teaching you, this is serious. Take your writing and your production as a business.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
well, that's what Dean and Chris push.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a new workshop that starts today. I haven't watched the videos yet about building your own brand
Okay.
as a writer, as a businessman, and that kind of stuff.
Sweet.
So
Well,
yeah,
that's
I'm taking
exciting
it
to hear.
seriously as a business.
Okay. I like it.
As I'm trying to anyway.
So Keith, this has been awesome getting to
I
your
have joined. I thank you so much for the invitation. This has been a blast. It's good seeing and talking to you again, as always. But I've really, really enjoyed the conversation.
Good. Getting to explore some sides of you that sometimes you don't get to talk about, right?
Yeah, there are lots of sides to me.
Well, by the time this airs, we will have seen each other at Howard Days.
Yeah.
But Thank you very much for joining 24 and 42, my friend.
Thank you.
My thanks goes to Keith for sitting down with us and letting 24 and 42 get into his life, universe, and everything. Seriously, Keith is always on the move and doing. He is also a great and knowledgeable source on books, titles, authors, you name it, Keith knows something about it, at least in our common genre loves. I have enjoyed many entertaining conversations with Keith over the years. This is only one of a handful to not include food. Hey, there's lots of Keith West stories to read. Find them and read them. Until next time, this was 24 in 42.